Welcome to video lecture number 7 for Anatomy Basics. We are going to move on in this video to the third and final body system for this unit, and that is the digestive system. So in this video, we are going to cover the functions of the digestive system, the different types of digestion, and we're going to talk about 3 organs of the digestive system. We're going to talk about the mouth, the esophagus, and the stomach. So to start, let's talk about the 4 different functions of the digestive system. It is not just digestion. So to start, the first function is called ingestion. When you ingest something, that means that you are basically eating and swallowing it. If it's entering into your digestive system, it's called ingestion. And the organ responsible for ingestion is obviously your mouth. Once something is ingested, it is going to enter into the second function of the digestive system, which is digestion, which is what you know it to be. It's where we break that food down into smaller portions. Now, digestion actually starts in your mouth, which you will find out later in this video. It continues in the stomach, and it is finalized in the small intestine. The third function of the digestive system is absorption. This happens in your small intestine and also in your large intestine. This is where those smaller parts that are being made from the food you ate are going to actually be absorbed by your bloodstream to be delivered to different parts of your body that might need them. And the fourth and final function of the digestive system is elimination, and that happens in your large intestine. Now, there's 2 different types of digestion that takes place throughout the digestive system. The first is called mechanical digestion. This kind of digestion is just simply breaking whatever food you are eating into smaller pieces. So that happens when you chew food, right? Your teeth it's grinding up whatever you're eating into smaller pieces. That is mechanical digestion. Mechanical digestion happens in your mouth. Chemical digestion is changing the chemical composition of food using enzymes. Okay, so that is going to actually be like hydrolysis, where we are breaking apart a polymer into its monomers, right? When we are actually breaking down the chemical composition of the food that you are eating, that is chemical digestion. Now that starts in your mouth, which we will see in just a second. It continues in your stomach, and it is finished in your small intestine. And again, the use of enzymes really helps to break the compounds of the food you are eating down into smaller pieces. Now, you will be using this notes diagram that can be found on Google Classroom to label and take notes on the different organs of the digestive system. So if you don't have this up, if you could pull that up. The first organ we are going to talk about is your mouth. Now, your mouth is obviously, like we just said, the site of ingestion. This is where you put things that are going to enter into your digestive system. So that's its first function. Its second function is mechanical digestion, which again we just talked about. Chewing. When you chew your food, your teeth is breaking that food into smaller pieces. That's not only so that you don't choke on the food, it's also so that once that food enters into your stomach, that the chemical digestion can take place very efficiently. This is also where chemical digestion begins. Your saliva plays a big role in this. It contains enzymes like amylase that are going to start breaking down your food chemically. If you remember, amylase is the enzyme that breaks down starches. So if you wanted to try an experiment at home, if you have saltine crackers, or I think any cracker really works for this, and you were to put in your mouth and chew it, it might take about 10 minutes of chewing that single cracker, but you should see, or taste, I should say, that the cracker starts out salty because the starches in it they taste salty on your tongue. After about 10 minutes, because the amylase is breaking those starches down into simple sugars, that cracker should start to taste sweet as your amylase works to break it down into sugars that your tongue then detects as sweetness. So all of those are functions of the mouth. So if you would like to label those and take notes on your diagram, I would definitely recommend that. Once you are done chewing the food in your mouth, obviously you swallow it. And as you swallow it, the food is going, you can sometimes feel it, going down your throat and entering into your stomach. That tube that connects your mouth to your stomach is called your esophagus. It is a 25 centimeter long, very muscular tube, and really its function is to just transport the food that you ingested to the stomach for further digestion. It doesn't really have any sort of a role in ingestion or digestion or absorption or elimination. It's just kind of a transport tube to get it from your mouth to your stomach. Because your stomach is about as high as it can get, right? Your heart and your lungs are up in your chest cavity. Your stomach can't get any higher. So obviously your food can't enter right from your mouth to your stomach. It has to enter through your esophagus. But your esophagus is the site of something really awesome called peristalsis. Peristalsis is a kind of wave of muscular contractions and relaxations that help to move that ball of food that you just swallowed down the tube. Sometimes if you swallow too much at once, you can sometimes feel the peristalsis as it travels down your throat into your stomach. Sometimes it can hurt, like as it gets through your chest cavity. But it's basically just a way for your body to like physically push food down through your esophagus so that it doesn't get stuck. So that's called peristalsis. This also happens in your small intestine so that the food can be pushed through, and we'll talk about that in the next video. Next organ for this video is going to be the stomach. The stomach's function is chemical digestion, and it's just chemical digestion. So your stomach is filled with a really strong acid called hydrochloric acid, or HCl, and it has a bunch of enzymes in it. So the hydrochloric acid and the enzymes are going to work together to continue to chemically break down the food that you are swallowing and that is entering into your stomach. So the time it takes for food to go through the stomach and start to enter into the rest of your digestive system is about total 4 to 5 hours. So it takes about 2.5 to 3 hours for about half of your stomach to enter into your small intestine, but it takes about 4 to 5 to get all of it out, which is why if you think about our meal spacing throughout the day, it's usually somewhere between 4 to 5 to 6 hours between meals. That's to allow all the contents in your stomach to be released into the rest of your digestive system to kind of open up room for more. And that is it for video lecture number 7.